If you knew what I knew about money, you'd buy more Bitcoin. Because once you understand that every dollar, pound, and euro is designed to lose value, not by accident, but by policy, you realize inflation isn't a flaw of the system, it is the system. And when that system breaks, history shows what always comes next: a reset, a new currency, and the same cycle all over again. Let's start with a simple truth. Modern money is debt. Every note in your wallet represents a promise created by a central bank backed by nothing but confidence. Governments spend, central banks print, and you, the citizen, absorb the inflation. Fiat currencies are like ice sculptures in the sun, beautiful at first, but melting the moment they're made. Since 1971, when the US left the gold standard, every major economy has relied on managed inflation, a polite phrase for printing forever. Because in a debt-based economy, the only way to survive is to create more debt. Inflation is not a temporary event, it's a feature of fiat currency. When economies slow, governments stimulate. When they stimulate, debt grows. When debt grows, currencies weaken. When currencies weaken, they print more to hide the damage. It's a self-feeding machine, and we're all strapped inside. Over time, each round of stimulus buys shorter bursts of growth and higher long-term inflation. History repeats. The Roman denarius was devalued with cheaper metals. The French assignat collapsed under overprinting. The German mark was destroyed in the 1920s. Every major fiat currency has failed eventually, not through war, but through arithmetic. You can't print your way to prosperity. You can only print your way to the next collapse. So what happens when a currency collapses? Governments rebrand it. A new note, a new name, maybe even a new face. But the same principle. Infinite supply managed by the few. In Argentina, 5 currencies have failed in one lifetime. In Zimbabwe, trillions became worthless paper. Even the British pound has lost over 99% of its purchasing power in the last century. Every collapse is followed by a reset, and the cycle starts again. Inflate, collapse, replace, repeat. It's not corruption, it's design. Because as long as governments can issue money, they will. And as long as they can issue it, they devalue it. Bitcoin isn't just another asset. It's a protest encoded in math. It says no central bank, no printing press, and 21 million coins, ever. It's the first money in history that's truly finite, and everyone can verify it. You don't have to trust anyone, you just have to check the code. Bitcoin doesn't inflate to save governments, it doesn't devalue to fund wars, and it doesn't care about politics, votes, or elections. That's why it scares the establishment and fascinates everyone who's ever watched their currency decay in real time. Once you understand fiat, you stop thinking in price and start thinking in value. When someone says Bitcoin is expensive, ask expensive compared to what? A currency that loses 2 to 10% of its value every year? The question isn't why Bitcoin prices goes up, it's why your money's value keeps going down. Every pay rise that's eaten by inflation, every savings account that yields less than the price rise, that's not bad luck, that's policy. And once you see that clearly, you can't unsee it. And eventually, all fiat systems reach their limit. Debt piles too high, confidence cracks, and the reset button is hit again. It might be a central bank digital currency next time. It might be a rebranded fiat, but the cycle will restart. The only question is, will you be holding melted ice or something finite? Bitcoin may not fix the world overnight, but it represents an escape hatch from a system that mathematically designed to fail. Not because it's digital, but because it's honest. If you knew what I knew about fiat money, you'd understand why I don't see Bitcoin as speculation. I see it as insurance. Because the truth is simple. Governments will always print, inflation will always rise, and every currency in history has one thing in common. They all end. Bitcoin isn't a bet on getting rich. It's a bet on staying free.